everybody doing today? Good. Hopefully everybody's doing good. Early start on this live today. So good as about look. Something we want you guys to remind you guys of is that we really do live in a frequency-based universe. And I know you guys probably heard this term so many times. It's like, okay, we live in a universe, a frequency-based universe, a vibrational universe. What does it all mean? Well, it's important to remember this, guys, that the universe is looking for energy signatures or frequencies. It's not looking for your mind, your what you're thinking, or for example, you say, "Oh, I desire this, I want that." The universe doesn't look for any of that. That's you looking for that. That's your mentality. That's the self doing that. The false self, the repetition of the ego doing that. There is none of that. What the universe is primarily looking for is what type of frequency are you sending out through the heart, through the mind, and through the gut. Everything is given off vibration and a frequency. That's what it's primarily looking at. Based on that frequency, you're going to get a reality that matches that. So I'm sure you heard this before, like a radio station. So when you tune in your dial on your knob, and right before you get to the station, you get into the static. That's the uncertainty part there. Like shh. Then you finally get to a station. You say, "Oh, I don't like this station." Then you go to another station. You say, "Oh, yo, you know what? I like this station. I'm gonna stick with the station." Well, that's what it's like with your reality. You have to understand that the universe is looking to give you, constantly looking. So a lot of us, we do unconscious thinking or unconscious frequencies, which can come in a form of what? Doubt, guilt, fear, shame. So you really got to keep a mind on it, right? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Monica. So, Monica, you had a question. Can you state your question in the chat, because I didn't get to it last time that you wanted to. So, can you go ahead and do that now? Thank you, guys. Good morning, everybody. Oh, good morning from Portugal. Good to see you guys there too. Excellent morning. Okay, we got here Grand Rising, everybody. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Yes, everybody's doing good. Australia's getting the biggest Powerball tonight. Looking forward to manifesting it. Yes, you can manifest and create anything, guys. Love from London. That's awesome. So with the frequency thing, it's critical, right? That you do this stuff. Now, the next thing is the unconscious mind, the subconscious. Now, a secret, I want to say secret, but to remove the blocks. Here, okay, something they don't, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theory person or whatever, but this is all true. This is a fact. So I'm just going to say it. There is a taboo going around that somehow people, or whatever, government, whatever matrix, they don't want you to find out who you truly are. They don't want certain information out. For example, they don't want you to know that the fastest way to manifest or create a change in your life is hypnosis, hypnotherapy. They don't want you to know that stuff, because hypnosis gets directly into the subconscious. It bypasses that critical divide or the critical faculty of your mind. There's many numerous forms of hypnosis, hypnotherapy. You can do auto hypnosis where you use your own subliminals. You can go see hypnotherapy, but the fact is there's a lot of stuff going on that's kind of glaring it or hiding that from coming into your reality. There's called a taboo. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to focus too much on that stuff. And let me show you why that's so important, right? Let me show you why that's so important. Let me see you got some questions. Okay, let's see. When meditating, what to focus on to raise magnetic energy fields. Anytime you're meditating, you got to focus on your breath or just focus on being in the moment. Just you got to be an observer of that moment. You cannot take anything literal. You have to literally separate from the self, become the watcher. That's where you can magnetize your magnetic energy, so to speak, right? Hi, Mark. Let's see. Do you have an exercise recommend for me to play with numbers? Well, with the numbers, what I do is I just basically kind of go in my mind, and I kind of just let numbers flow, and then something that resonates with me, I put them together, and then I just ask the universe and my higher self, say, hey, these are numbers I'm seeing. Why don't you give me a sign that I could play these numbers? With my higher self, I always ask for, they have to give me three signs that I know it's a sure thing. So if I see one or two signs, I don't play. But if I see three confirmations, then I know there it is. So these numbers will usually pop out to me somewhere I go any three times. And when I get the three times, I know it's a done deal. I said it and I play it and I forget it. And I think I have about a 95 success rate. These numbers come out. That's how I do it. So you can kind of mold something like that and everything like that. Okay. Hey Mark, how do you protect yourself from what? Black magic and evil eyes? It's about your perception and awareness. Listen, where there's no attention, energy dissipates. Where there is attention, energy accumulates. In simple terms, if you believe in that stuff, if you believe it could harm you, if you believe it's going to happen, you're putting energy and attention to it. Therefore, it manifests, becomes your world. So it's just anything. Just don't put your attention on it. Make it cease to exist. Move from it, and it will go away. We live in an immaterial, energy, thought-free universe. That's it. That's all you got to do with it. Simple. It's a simple game, people. Simple game. We got here. Eddie says, clarify. You say the brain works from repetition of wanted thoughts. You decide, then you say, let it go and leave it alone. Which one is it? It's both. I mean, when the brain, okay, listen, letting something go doesn't mean not thinking about it or forgetting about it. That's not what letting go means. Letting go means not focusing on the attachment, the need, the strong energy of that thing, that clinching energy of it. That's what letting go means. See? See, people think, well, if I have to think my thoughts, then I forget about it. No. Letting go just means letting go of the attachment, the need, the validation of that thought or something. Does that make sense? Yes, it means attachment. Mm-hmm. Letting go, not care. Letting go, not caring. Yes, I guess. Well, not caring would mean. I think it would be like. I'll just say neutral. If it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm still good, and the universe will provide that type of frequency. That's what is not caring. Which scenes can we visualize doing lottery winning visualizing? Well, if you're gonna do the lottery, you have to visualize the ticket saying top prize winner. You can visualize what you'll do with the winnings. You can visualize going into the office. You can just all these things you can visualize with the lottery. Or anything you're gonna do, you gotta visualize. You gotta put it in the mind first. But let me go back to what I was saying now about the taboo against understanding yourself. Now, we are constantly being hypnotized every single day. Hypnosis is not as hard as you think. It's very easy. We go through hypnosis about hundreds, thousands of times a day. It's an unconscious thing. When you drive in your car, you're under hypnosis. When you're talking on the phone and driving, you're under hypnosis. When you get up in the morning and you're doing your routine, you're under hypnosis. See? When you get up in the morning, you put your shoes on, you do certain things at a certain time every time. That's hypnosis. Hypnosis is the conscious mind recognizing and doing something without you consciously being aware of it. Have you ever been in your car, driving your car, and you just daydream somewhere and then you end up in your destination. He's like, oh man, that's hypnosis. See how it works? Now here's where it gets tricky now. For you now to be the most powerful, or you want to manifest, you have to make the subconscious mind conscious. You got to bring up that unconscious mind and expose it so that you can see what's going on in your life and change it. So how do I make my unconscious mind conscious, man? All right. You have to notice your patterns. You have to notice your habits. You have to notice if something is keeping you stuck or is something keeping you away from what you want. Because if you don't do that, your mind will continue to take you for a ride. See that? So the steps, I'm going to tell you the steps to make the subconscious conscious. Recognizing the faults that's happening in your life, whatever you don't want, recognizing those faults. And when you recognize that fault, then what you want to do now, you want to now do mindset to change it. And how do I do mindset to change that, Mark? Mindset is by repeating a certain pattern or a repetition. When you can repeat something over and over, then that's when it's going to change the frequency, and the subconscious now will become conscious because you are aware. So every day you're doing something, you're thinking a certain way, you're noticing the habit, and then you're going to change it. And also, you have to be able to change your verbiage, your language. You see, the way we perceive language has a great impact on how our minds perceive the seriousness or not so serious. And you got to stop taking life too serious, because it's not. I keep saying it's a game. It's okay when someone say the word habit, man, I got this subconscious habit, man, I got to break this habit. A habit seems like a strong word, right? So the mind now gets in the mind frame of, damn, habit, man, it's gonna be hard to change, right? Check this out. What if I change the word habit and I go to a distraction? See the difference, vibration, frequency wise? Instead of saying, man, I don't like this habit, I say, you know what, I want to change this distraction. Distraction is a lot easier to overcome because we get distracted every day and we can tune out. But you just see, right? You can see just from the way I word that, you can see how it changes. You see what I'm saying? And Mark, I keep seeing the same numbers when I'm thinking about winning the lottery. What can I do next to actually win? Well, I mean, if you're seeing the same numbers, I mean, you should be playing the lottery if that's what you want to do. If you want to win the lottery or manifest the lottery, you have to be able to be good with not winning the lottery. Ooh, that's gonna, what is he talking about? Listen, when I won the lottery, I had to get to the space where I was good without winning the lottery. That's the only time you're gonna win. When you're not afraid to lose. If you're afraid to not win, you're not going to win. Do you get that? Most people are afraid to not win. Therefore, they set up resistance and they don't win. So if you're going to do the lottery or you're going to manifest the lottery, there's a couple things you have to do. There are some requirements here. The first requirement is you have to decide that's what you want to manifest. And then you're going to have to stick with it for the long haul. That's it. Keep changing your mind, it's not going to happen. So if you don't do that. Number two, you have to create your system. Like I had my own system. If you want to learn the lottery, I have tons of products, tons of subliminal, tons of courses on it. You go to my website, there's my book, the Manifested Lotteries of Subconscious Mind. That's the Holy Grail. Go get that book. It's on Amazon. It's on my website. All that details everything for you. You follow it, but I'll go over a brief description here. You have to have a system. When you have a system, you're again you're impressing the subconscious to make it conscious to change something to you to manifest. You know, guys, the lottery, anything in this universe is possible because there are multiple outcomes of every possible situation. We don't live in a single universe. We live in a multi-universe. Matter of fact, we live in bubbles of universe among bubbles of universes. So the lottery, number one, decide that's what you want to do. You got to stick with it. Number two, create your system. Number three, the money thing. You got to have a budget, and you can't go over your budget. If you go over your budget, most likely you're in a state of need or lack, and you're not going to win. I mean, I'm going to keep it real with you guys, because you're asking me about the lottery, so I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to tell you how it is, because this is how I won and this is how it works. So if you want me, if you want someone to tell you like the lottie dottie, then don't watch this channel. But if you want to know the real deal, then this is the channel. So the most important thing is I had to get adjusted to not winning. So what does that mean by it? There came a point when I was playing the lottery that I had to accept, like, all right, Mark, what if this doesn't happen? And I'm fine with it. I was just going to play because it was fun and that's what I wanted. And I was open for the universe to deliver it to me from any other way. So once I break that point, it started to become easy for me to win because I was no longer in fear of losing now. I was just playing for fun. If you're in fear of losing, I mean, the fear of losing, every time you buy a ticket, you're wondering, oh man, did I win? Or, oh my God, I keep losing. Oh my God, what's going to happen? If you're in that state, most likely it's going to be difficult for you to manifest to win. But if you're in the state like, I'm buying these tickets, this is fun. Oh, I didn't win yet. Okay, that's fine. Oh, it's okay, it hasn't manifested yet. See that mentality? You're on your way to win. But if you're the person like, damn, I've been playing for 2 months, I haven't seen any results. Oh my God, I'm sad. It's not going to happen for you. Because, listen, we live in a frequency universe. The universe is not looking for what you're saying mentally. It's looking for what your feelings are saying to the universe, the frequency. So if I have a frequency of uncertainty or damn, why isn't it happening yet, but yet I'm trying to be positive, I have a clash. You know what a clash is? Clash is not good. We want symmetry, right? We don't want clashes. We don't want interruptions. We want a smooth process. Thank you. This is here. This is K-Epidix. Hey Mark, thanks for the $4.99. Hey Mark, do we keep visualizing until we get our desire even if I don't feel like it? No. If you don't feel like visualizing, don't. When you feel like visualizing, do. Go with that model. Don't force anything. Remember, your intention is what sets things in motion. Your intention is your decision, and that's what you decide, and that's what you focus. It's already gone out to the universe. The frequencies are set up already. I got to the point, man, where look, for like 6 months, I was just happily visualizing. Then for a couple months, I didn't feel like visualizing anymore because I was approaching my win. I was approaching my manifestation. It was close. At that time, I didn't know, but now I know these stuff now because I've experienced them and I'm teaching them. I show them to everybody, and a lot of people got success doing this. But the point is, I started to notice that I just went with what I felt and how I flow. So when I felt like visualize, I visualize. When I don't force it, because you see the self, that self, man, that fake self has a tendency to tell you that if you're not doing it, you're not doing enough, and you got to keep pushing. It doesn't work like that. We live in a universe based on quality and not quantity. Let that sink in. You live in a universe that's based on quality, not quantity. The universe we live in is based on what you put in the moment, not how much you put in. See how that works? Always remain in a flow state while playing the lottery. Do not force. All those things are important. Like, guys, like, I said in the last live, like, what I had 7,000 this week in winnings, like on like 3 scratch offs, like 7,000. And I had more. I had like another 500, so like about 8,000 and change. um, in last week, I think, in winnings. And I got to the point now where it's a normal thing for me. I attest to make everything in my life normal. I don't make things in my life grand anymore because it takes me out of the game when I do that. Let me repeat that. If you make anything in your life more important than you automatically take yourself out of the game because you're giving power to something. And again, you're telling the universe, the frequency, that I'm not important. This is more important. Now, if you're not important, then how could that be important? That's an inanimate consciousness. It has a level one consciousness, but you have a higher consciousness we can think. So now the universe gets like a error message. So instead of focusing on you, it's focusing on the thing. And if it's focusing on the thing, it's not going to manifest because it takes you to manifest the thing. So the universe, so you always have to be the light. You always have to be the power source. So with the lottery, I'm in a state, or with anything, I just expect, or I'm thinking that it's normal. So with the thing, like the money thing with the lottery tickets and all that, I'm not gonna lie, maybe a few years ago I probably like jumping for joy and all that stuff, but not anymore because I'm conditioning my mind to see that this is normal. You see, if I give my mind any evidence that this is like super rare, or this is so spectacular, or this is I'm lucky, or then that's what my mind is going to put me into. It's going to say, well, this doesn't happen often because look how he's celebrating. So it must mean this is rare. So I have to make this thing rare. That's your subconscious talking. See that? So I don't do that. I've convinced my subconscious that yeah, this is normal. This should happen every week, every month, whatever. That's the secret. So if you're someone that's like doing this stuff, then you got to get that. And then also you got to watch people you hang out with because people will tell you stuff like lottery, like, bro, man, that's a one in a million. You got to be lucky to do that, bro. Oh, come on, man. People went that going into your subconscious. This is a luck. This is hard. This is rare. And you be buying to that. You're going to be rare. You're going to win rare. But if you can get into a state where everything is just like a regular, it's like regular to win. It's not a big thing. Winning a million, 500, 10,000, whatever, it's all the same. I mean, you're gonna have a real good life. I mean, you're gonna have like a lot of success down the road, because you see, you're bringing your unconscious mind to see the world as not like a fantasy world. You're bringing your mind to see the world like this is like a regular routine. There's nothing's gonna shock you anymore. That's the real secret right there. When you can get your mind to see that nothing surprises you or nothing shocks you and everything just is, then guess what it is? What was this, Mark? Fake it till you make it. Yep, fake it till you make it. There's no fake it in your subconscious. It believes it as long as you put it in there and keep the routine and keep people out of your business. People who aren't going to help you, keep them out of your business. Don't tell everybody your story. The ones that are, because people, some people are just going to hate it. They don't like to see people successful. So those are my advice. All you have to do is match the numbers. It's so easy, so normal. No, it's deeper than that. It's deeper than that. You don't have to match no numbers. Don't focus on no numbers. See that when you're focusing on matching the numbers, you're gonna get into your mind again. Your mind's gonna start to think, damn, I gotta match these numbers. These numbers are 180, but no, you don't do that. All you gotta do is I just have to win. That's it. Everything will take care of itself. You know, when I won, the first one I won, it was a quick pick. So I wasn't focusing on matching numbers. I was just focusing on winning. I don't care about the numbers, matching the numbers. When I started to do those quick play fours and stuff, then I know the numbers. But even those, I didn't focus on them because I knew those numbers were going to come out anyway. So, but I want to make it as simple for you. You got to get out of the self. You got to get out of reason and analytical to do this stuff. And the lottery goes into the other avenues of your life that you can transcend this to, right? Right? See how it works? So don't just focus on winning. Don't focus on matching numbers. It's too complicated. Just focus on winning. Just see yourself, visualize winning. See what yourself you're gonna do. You know. Mm, oh, I love this. This is from World Burger. He says, "Make the extraordinary ordinary." Yes, that's the word of the day right there. That's it. Make the extraordinary ordinary. Make everything normality. You know, people, this universe cannot exist without you. You have a say in this universe. You think about this. Without you, there can't be any of this stuff. So it means that you have a lot of power to create. Then they don't let on to you. Hey Mark, do you want me to advertise you when I win the jackpot in Australia? Yeah, sure. Help more people. Hello from Australia. Yes. So the thing about you as a being is, you know, you and I, the person next to you, even though we're connected, we're still an independent source. We have our own mini thing universe going on in our bodies. You got your own reality in your head, they got their own reality in their head. Let me repeat that because it's very important. You have your own reality in your head, they have their own reality in their head. So in your head, you can create what you want independent of their head. But be careful, their head can influence what you create in your head, because they can say certain trigger words or certain things that's going to doubt your ability to create or manifest. That's why I say be careful of who you surround yourself with. You know, man, this may sound crazy, but really to manifest what you want, you have to be like a loner. What do I mean by a loner? I don't mean you have to exit yourself from society and people. That's not what I mean. A loner in a sense that you have to kind of keep the stuff you doing to yourself only. You gotta hide it from family, from friends. The only way, the only time you should let out your desires is around like-minded people like yourself. Because this is powerful. When you have people who are into the same thing you are, and we have people who can pure and they're doing it and they want what you want, that's a very collective high frequency, and that's going to help to make you manifest a lot faster. But the trick is you got to find people like that. They don't come around often. But the beauty is, like, where we are now in this age of the internet, we have different forms and formats. Like, you guys are the tribe, you can always come here, you can talk to each other, you can tell each other what you're going to manifest, because the majority of you are rooting for each other. All of you want to see each other succeed, and when you see someone succeed, it just motivates you. So that's a great platform. The Facebook group is a great platform. So you do have resources that you can use to manifest, right? See how that works? If life is predetermined, what if life is predetermined, does it mean we shouldn't worry? Well, forget about the predetermined. Worrying a part of life, you should never even worry. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but okay, let's do this. Look at where you're at right this moment. So you're watching this video right here. So go back to all the things that you used to worry about. Yet, you're okay. You're right here, right now. See that? You see how much things you overcame to get to this particular moment right now? That's what I'm talking about. If you go back to the years, all those things you worried about, somehow, some way they worked out, right? Worrying is a waste of time, it's a waste of energy, and it doesn't change the situation. The motto is control what you can control, and what you can't control, flow with it, observe it, detach from it, make peace with it, change your perception of it. You know, everything we do in our life is always going to involve change. We're going to constantly change. As we evolve, as we get older, our body changes, our health changes. Things used to do different. It's not going to be the same at all time. You have to learn to adjust out of your comfort zone. You got to change things. You got to readjust, reapply, because that's the only way you're going to get satisfaction. Because if we sit and mope about what we had or what we didn't or why it changed or what, then we're not going anywhere. And that's the challenge. It's a challenge because most people, we're stuck in our ego, and our ego says, well, I used to do this, I used to do that. You're not doing that anymore. Even I have to realize that things happen in all our life. You have to adjust. People that are going to be successful creating their life, they're going to be really good at adjusting. They're going to be really good at improvising, at changing the outlook, at finding new ways. They're going to be good at that because they're going to realize, like, yeah, listen, it's not the way it used to be. It's this way now. I have to adjust, and when I adjust, I'm going to see the change. Yeah. Mark, how can I stop being reminded of all the negative things people have said and done to me? Well, look, man, I can relate to that because there's so many people out there that say negative things to me that you start to think to yourself, like, man. So, look, here's what I've learned. This may help you right here. Um, if you're someone and you know what you're doing in your heart is the right thing, then you shouldn't care jack what someone says about you, because at least you go to peace at night. That's number one. That'll help you. Number two, people in general, how people are made up. Listen, a lot of people, when they talk negative about you, it's not about you. It's about themselves. You see, people get triggered when they see you, because what happens is you remind these people of what they don't have or what they can't create. And that drives them crazy, angry, and that's why they talk negative about you. That's the bottom line. Look at this human psychology, man. If you're someone experiencing people talking negative about you, remember, it's not about you are triggering their unconscious limiting beliefs or their flaws, because they see the light in you, which they don't have the light in them, so therefore they retaliate and take it out on you. That's the point. So it's actually a good thing for you. It shows that you're doing something good. See, change your perception. I like this. This is someone says a good point here for you too. This is Marlene. She says, their opinion is not paying my bills. If they want me to care about their opinion, they can pay me. Yes. Yes, that's right. Someone says people love to project on others. That's correct. That's the bottom line. When it comes to people and hating and jealousy and trying to bring you down and all that stuff, it's all because you have something in you that they can't cultivate in themselves. We're just highly advanced animals. So when people have that in themselves, they do like animals. They retaliate on you. They try to bring you down to make you feel bad so they can feel good. See, yeah, but you got to be smart. You got to understand, like, wow, these people are just a reflection of themselves. And the question becomes, well, Mark, why do people do that, man? Why can't people just be cool? Why can't people just not say anything? Why can't people, if they don't like you, why can't just leave you alone? Why just move on? Why all that stuff, right? You could think of yourself, why are these people spending energy on you or me when they could take their time and put energy on other stuff, right? We all ask that question, like, damn, they putting a lot of time hating on you or making you talking rumors and when they could take all this energy and put it into themselves? Right? That's a good question we asked, right? So the answer to that is, why are these people doing that? Here's why. Listen to this. This is deep. The reason why people don't put time into themselves and they put time into you and put you down or whatever, hating on you, is because these people have no love and self-respect for themselves. They literally don't love themselves. They can't spend time being in themselves and looking for things to help themselves, because when they go do that, they're reminded of how broken and how bad they are, so they only know one thing: to make other people feel broken and bad, because that makes them feel good. It's a very psychologically dysfunctional format. And if you meet anybody in your life that's spending time and energy hating on you and rumors at your job, every day you go to your work, this girl or this guy was talking smack about you, and you're wondering like, damn, I don't even know this cat. Why is, one time I see him, but every day he's talking behind my back. Now you know the answer to that. These people, man, you gotta feel empathy for these people, because they have it bad, man. They have it bad, and you have it good. Mark, do you have a vision board? I have a phone, I guess call it a vision board on my phone, but I have more of a mental board now. I kind of do things in the mental. So I see things more like in my mind. Or if I have a vision board, you have some stuff on my phone, like, listen, I'll give you a tip though, when you want to manifest something. Whenever you manifest something, create like what's called like your evidence journal, like to show little steps of success. Like if you play the lottery, if you get a free ticket, take a picture of it. It's a win. If you win $7, take a picture of it. Buy something for $7 to put in your phone. Remind yourself, because it builds confidence in your mind when you can go back into your vision board and say, look, I did this. I won $7, but look, I bought a little cup for $6. It's something tangible to remind you that you've created and manifest something. And that's going to build a belief in your subconscious mind for you to do it again. The key to manifest is you got to show your mind you can do it again and do it again and over again and over again. I do feel sorry for them. I am higher than them. Yeah, well, yeah, you can feel empathy for them, but that's the reason why. So don't waste your time with these people. They're always going to be people. What do they say? Um, they're just going to be people, guys, that just aren't going to like you, and they never met you before. They're going to see something they don't like about you, and they're going to make up their own thing. Okay, what can you do? You can't do anything, man. So again, it goes to the game I'm showing you, that don't take this game seriously. Because listen, this is a big thing to stop your manifestation. A lot of people do this. If you spend your time trying to cultivate an image to make people like you, that means you're spending less time cultivating yourself. That's not yourself. You're trying to put on a persona for people. Don't care about people. People don't care about you. They really don't. The only thing they care about is bringing you down, bringing negativity to you. That's what they want. Misery loves company. Don't get into their trap. Energy dissipates. Ignore them. Forget about them. Move on. Your actions and your success will burn them. Will eat them up. And let it eat them up. Let karma take the thing. You don't have to take any revenge. You don't have to go after them. They're going to slip up in their own puddle. Always. Always. And that takes so much, that'll give you so much freedom, and you release so much resistance, man. Because guys, let's be honest, let's keep it real. Most of the things that we want to create, we look for what? Validation. Don't we? We want validation. We want props. We want people to say, oh, you did that. Don't do that. You don't need that. There's no validation in this universe. All of us will be gone one time. It's not going to matter. You're going to move from this to the next, whatever lifetime reality. The only validation is you, not them. Create your own steps of success for yourself. Create your own validation for you and take people out of the equation. Like an equation, if you take people out of a math equation, perfect. You're going to win at all times. Yes, and always send love and peace. They sleep in the city of rage. Yep. Mark, when it comes to manifesting money, should we choose any amount we like? Cynthia Stafford or just a win? No, you can do both. You can, when it comes to the money or the manifesting with the lottery thing there, with the money thing, you definitely want to have a ballpark figure of what you want to create. But again, it goes to show you that we live in a universe that's independent to our beliefs. Like Cynthia had a specific number, she wanted. There's other individuals just had a ballpark number, they wanted. Like me, I had a ballpark number, I wanted. Cynthia had a specific number, she wanted. There are people who just want a specific thing and they want it. Some people want the lottery to buy a house, they got the house. I'm falling in that category. I want the lottery to buy the car, I bought the car. So you have to go with what resonates with you. And then what resonates with you, you stick with it. Now look, it's important to remember this, that when you decide what you want, you have to keep going. You have to keep going. No, listen to me. It means you can't go 3 months and then decide to give up because you don't see results. You get that? Most people do that. Ah, I'm going to try this manifesting thing. Oh man, this is so cool. I could create the world with my brain and manifest. Oh my goodness. Let's go. After 3 months, people give up. Because they're ignorant. They have no understanding of how it really works. If you understood how the laws of creation and manifesting work, you will never stop until it manifests. Why? Can anyone answer me that question? If you understand how this stuff works, paying a lot or anything like that, you would never stop until it manifests. And it will manifest. It must manifest. It's not a matter of if it's going to manifest. It's a matter of when, especially with the lottery. I learned that lesson on my journey to winning. 90% of people will give up within like 3 or 4 months. I can book that right now. Most people will start and get excited, and with 3-4 months, 90% have stopped. Maybe you're in that category. Why do people stop? I like that. Persist until a success. Let me tell you why people stop. Because they don't have an understanding of how the process of deliberate creating or creation works. They don't understand the process of the process. They don't, because if they do understand, man, they would keep going. And listen, check this out. And you know, like within 3 or 4 months, you know when they stop, they were like right there to manifest it. You know that? Yeah. The minute they stopped, it was like the next day, the next hour. You know that? Right? Like they were right there to manifest and they gave up too quick. Let me tell you what happened. Let me show you so you don't make that mistake. All right. So here's the reason why many people stop and they change their mind or they got to go to something else. It's because number one, they're looking for results. It's important. When you're looking for results, you're not going to get results. You're going to get looking for results. Let me repeat that. Smart. Think deep now. Subconscious. When you look for results, your mind has an inability to process logical senses. Your subconscious. When you're looking for results, you're not going to get the results. You're going to get the looking. Write that down. That's a big one I just gave you. That's the first reason they do it, because they don't understand their subconscious. When I'm looking, my subconscious wants to look with me. Even though I said, hey man, I'm looking for results, I want to win, my subconscious says, all right man, I'm looking for results with you. No, I want the results. Subconscious, yeah, I'm looking. And you're trying to talk to the subconscious, bro, listen, result, yeah, I'm hearing you, we're looking. See, you're going to waste your time because you can't understand that. So that's number one. So you fix that, by not looking for results. So what do you do to fix that? You expect to win. See, I taught you earlier about changing the verbiage. Expect or looking for results. Expecting. So if they only did this in the first thing, if they just changed from looking and expecting, then their subconscious now says that, oh, damn, he wants me to bring this in. Change right there. Oh, Mark, I get it, man. Oh, you want me to bring this stuff for you to experience it because you're expecting it. All right, I got you, man. Let's go. I'll make you win the lottery. I'll get you this or that. Hey, the nut from the tree agreed with me. Just hit my car and says, "Bing!" You're right, Mark. The birds are they're throwing stuff on the car. They're like, "Yes, yes, keep talking, man." If you hear it, the birds are just throwing these little stuff on the car. And says, "Say it again to them, Mark." That's what the birds are saying to me. You hear them chirping? They say, "Repeat it again." All right, I repeat it again. I repeat it again because people don't get this. When you're looking, you're going to get look. When you're expecting, you're going to get experience. That's the number one. See, they don't have, if they knew that, they would have kept going. They're like, okay, this is how it works. Number two, the reason, this is the next one here. They have a faulty understanding of the concept of time. That's a big one. Birds keep throwing stuff. They like what I'm saying. I don't know if you can hear it. See, they throwing stuff. They're like, yes. They have a faulty concept of time. So what people do, and this is because of the self. That's why I keep showing you. I said, look, you have to escape the self. There is no self. I repeat it again. You're probably going to see future videos I make. I'm going to talk about this and it'll be in there because I have to get it in your head. Neuroscience study the brain, the mind. They have mapped practically all of your brain. They mapped everything in your brain. They have found parts in the brain that has up to 11 dimensions. So they have found everything in the human brain. They found where you have emotions, where you have feelings, where you have touch, where you have rationalization, where you have all this different components. They've mapped it in the brain. But one thing puzzled them is they can never find the you or the I, me, or the self. It's not in the brain. It's a connective or a collective, all these other senses that the mind brought together to create an illusion to make you think you are who you are. Did you get that? So you don't exist. You're a collection of repetition that your ego created to trick you. So what happens now is this ego, because since it has this collection, its biggest asset is time. Remember, let this stick in your head. We live in a block universe. All physicists agree. This is the new science model. This universe has both the past, the present, and the future happening simultaneously. But it makes sense for you for this, because this is going to get tricky if you don't understand. So the past and the future doesn't exist, but to make sense, a block. Look at a block. In a block, they have a different coordinate from each block. In this part in the middle of the block is what's happening right now. But also over there, it's happening right now, but we call that the future. Over here, it's already happened, but it happens in this moment of now, but moving forward, it's over there. It's a different location, but it's all happening at the same time. So that's why we say the past, the present, and the future is simultaneous. But what people tend to forget is they think that the manifesting in the subconscious or where it creates it goes by the months and the days. And none of that doesn't exist because that's a human construct. The subconscious is going to manifest it in divine time, whether it be 3 months, 4 months, 9 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5, whatever. It is going to happen at a particular time. And these individuals, because they don't understand the creation of this stuff, they get what? Discouraged. When they get discouraged, they get doubt. When you get doubt, you get guilt, you get fear, you get depressed, you give up. There you have it. That's why majority of people don't get. But for you now, I'm teaching you this now. You understand this, you won't make that mistake. That's what I do. I persist until it manifests. I don't stop until it manifests. I don't care how long it takes because the time is an illusion. It's all happening now. I get my mind into that frame, and when I get my mind into that frame, it comes at the perfect time. That's the secret for your successes, for everybody. If you can get that, you can get anything. Amateurs get discouraged. I love that. Oh, I love that. Amateurs get discouraged. Professionals get expectation and manifestation. Let's go with that, right? I love it. Amateurs get discouraged. Professionals get it done. How about that? I like that one. So you guys are dropping gems too. That's right. I persist until I succeed. You gotta turn off. And look, this is why it's so important to turn off the self, because when I turn off myself, I'm like a robot. There's no thinking. I'm just like I'm just a subconscious program guy now. There's nothing in me to try to tell me like, Mark, what if it doesn't happen? I cut all that out because I know that's going to distract me. I know that's going to like take my focus away. And I was like, man, I don't have time for this. I'm just going to stick to what I want. I don't care how long. Yes, it's okay to be an amateur. We all have to start as an amateur. It's okay to be an amateur because without a professional, you can't be a professional without being an amateur. So if you're an amateur in this, there's your key now. So take yourself to the professional level. We all start as amateurs, and then we get to the professionals. So there's nothing wrong with being an amateur. Yeah, these birds are dropping. There's these trees with these seeds up ahead. So see how it works? Mark, do you still use your Moldavite? No, I've stopped. My Moldavite did what it's supposed to do. So I don't know where it's at now. It's probably a year ago or something. But I do wear other crystals. I have jade, amethyst, aventurine, green aventurine. I also use my I use my crystals to scratch my scratch tickets, so that helps me. I use green aventurine to scratch lottery tickets. So maybe that's something you can do. What things delay manifestation? Attachment, time. Those are the two most things that delay manifestation. Not believing. See? Oh, you know what? Those are some parrots, man. It's rare to see parrots here in the South Florida. They just flew off of here and went to the other tree. So I have some parrots that was up above here. I guess they got what they wanted. So those are things that delay manifestation. Not believing in it, getting attached to it. How do the elite and the rich get this information in the first place in their past generations? Well, they got this information because this information has been around for thousands of years by other teachers. And when they got this information were kept for the selected few. And then what they did was they created organized religion to distract you from this information. So to put your mind on something else so they could focus on something else. That's how they got this information. This information is a part of the universe. See that? Mm-hmm. Intermediate fasting. Yes, intermittent fasting is good for manifestation. can you explain a bit more? Oh, it's this Julia Myers wants to know. Can I explain a bit more about attachment? When something is so important to you, just change your mindset. Yes. So attachment, you just said the key word, important. The first sign of attachment is if something is important to you. That's not good. When something becomes important, it's going to breed and fester attachment. So the key is to not make it important. Now, don't get me wrong. There's things in our life that we have to attend to. I get it, pressing stuff, different. But when it comes to your desires and goals, they should never be important. They should only be a tool or a means to achieve what you want. Nothing should be important above you. All your desires should be limited, should be lower than you. That's the secret. Now, that's it with attachment, Julia. You can't be important. If it's important, your mind's going to get attached to it. So you have to find the ways to see that it's not important. Mm-hmm. See how it works? Someone Juicy said, I drove out here every day and acted like my old home was my office. I now live where I was driving to. That's an example. Someone says, fake it till you make it. There, see, the subconscious doesn't know that. This person used repetition and do it, right? Right? See how it works? Yes. Tendency to put above. Don't put anything above you. Everything have to be below you. Mark, I know you have explained this before. I meditate every morning, but have trouble visualizing my lottery win. Why is that? Maybe because you need practice. Maybe you haven't gotten good at visualizing. But I would start off with regular pictures first. Mark, how do I manifest someone I only met once 17 years ago, but really want to see them again? Uh, Now, that's up to the universe and the free will of that person. But you can technically, if it's meant to happen, it will. You can visualize that person, and you can ask the universe to show you that person where they're at, and then let it go. Don't become attached to it, and then it can be revealed to you. Can we use manifestation to transcend racism? Of course. But it takes a group of individuals to do that. A collective. When the collective comes together, it happens. Yeah, someone give a good point. You say you can picture that person in front of you. That's a good one. Yes, make a game sport out of it. Guys, reality is a game. Please, Mark, talk about neuroplasticity for manifesting. Y'all talk about neuroplasticity, and then I have to go and go get another live. So, yes. So, the thing about the brain is your brain is remarkable for detecting. So, as I'm speaking to you right now, my brain is processing billions of information, lots of information via my subconscious. I'm talking to you. I have the external sound going on. My brain is coming into my auditory nerves, processing, going to my brain. So I'm picking up sound, smell, taste, sight, everything while talking to you right now, right? While all that's going on now, um, the brain has an ability to change and adapt. That's called neuroplasticity. Like you can train your brain to ignore certain things. I'll give you an example what neuroplasticity would. Let's say like you're living in your house and you live by like a power line. And the power line, you hear the power every day. Over time, you notice like when you first moved in, the power line used to bother you, but now it doesn't bother you. Why? Because you trained your brain to ignore the sound, so the brain filters that sound as not important. Just like when you go in your house, you hear your refrigerator turn on and off. That don't bother you, right? You don't hear the. That's an example of neuroplasticity. The brain is conditioned to see, okay, this is important, this is not important. My fridge coming off and on is not important. Just like your AC, if you live in the south in a warm climate, your AC goes off and on. You don't notice it. You sit there and say, oh my God, my AC coming off. You just know it comes off and on. That's an example of neuroplasticity. The brain picks things that are important to focus on, not important, it kind of filters it out. So it does that with sound and everything. Now it does that with your manifestation. So neuroplasticity is you can train your brain to focus on what's important. So what's important, what I mean by what's important now, that's not attachment. What's important is what you're more focused on, what you want your brain to indulge in. So for example, if you get up every day and you watch a certain thing on YouTube, you watch subliminals, you watch videos about money or lottery or anything like that, you're now creating neuroplasticity. You're now training your brain to identify these things are as important. So what the brain does, the brain now will start to look into reality through your subconscious mind to make you get more experience of these things. That's basically neuroplasticity. Now remember, for this to happen with it manifesting, it has to be a process. It's something you have to do over and over. It takes time for the brain to do this. It's not a 1 month thing. Neuroplasticity can take months, years, on certain depending on certain things. It takes time for the brain to adjust and read new things, but it does happen. And that's why I told you, I said, look, when you're going to manifest something, you have to stick with it, man. You can't change, because when you change, then you're going to have to start over, like not over your manifestation, but you're going to have to start the brain over to for new neuroplasticity. So it's easier when you decide. That's why it's so important that if you're going to create something, you have to decide and know that's what you truly want and stick with it so you can get that neuroplasticity. So the brain now will filter out what's not important and bring things in now. Lottery, money, whatever it is, you'll start to see, and that shows up. The first indication now that this is working is the synchronicities you'll see. That's when you start to see like evidence of what you want. Like for me, the lottery, I wanted this car. So what? I showed my brain what was important. Yellow cars, BMW, money, winning the lottery. A lot of that was showing up in my reality. So my neuroplasticity has started. See, my brain was searching out through my subconscious, right? Then I was in the right place at the right. Eventually, it led me up to what? Being in the right place at the right time. Bought that $2 quick pick ticket. Boom, won that cash. Bought the car, cash. Everything manifested and kept doing it on again because I trained my brain, and that's the process of neuroplasticity. But how long did it take me? It took over a year. But I'm just showing you. But a year is no time for me, so I'm just showing you like it's not a big thing. But I want to make you conscious, aware that it does take a little bit of what we call time. But for me now, I don't see time the way most people see time. But just to make sense of this video for you, I don't want you to go in here and think like, oh man, I'm gonna do this in 2 days or three. Nah, neuroplasticity doesn't work like that. Okay, so if anybody's telling you that, you're not gonna work. That means you have to set up your system. You gotta keep on it, and that's it. Yeah, a year is nothing. That's what I'm saying. It's nothing. But I'm just for the audience showing you the path. It doesn't exist. See how that worked? Hey Mark, a couple more and I go. I've been receiving tons of signs to go somewhere, but then you are stopped from going. Stop from going there when you attempt to go. Does it mean it's not the right time? Yes. That's also you got to take notice of. The universe can give you warnings to help you. Whenever you're doing something, if you're meeting a lot of resistance, then it's a sign the universe is saying go another direction. So that's key to look for. That's why it's go to flow. That's why I always teach the flow state. If it's easy, if it's not normal, go with it. But if you're finding resistance is pushing, step back and then go another way, because the universe is guiding you, is showing you a better path. But our ego, that fake self, wants to push you. And that's when we notice that when we push and we force, it never comes out good. Right? Remember that. See how it works? So that's the power of neuroplasticity, and it does the same thing for manifesting. So you can definitely use that to your advantage. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll do this again. See you maybe next week. All right? See you.